Leanne is here from the UK, and you are asking the question, do
Celebrity podcasts suck.
they?
Only if they are done for the sake of being done. For the most part, I say no, but if you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, then there's no point.
Okay, what do you mean that they put them in a podcast just because they're a known name?
Yes. I feel like a lot of people...
Start naming some names here.
No names will be named. I feel like a lot of people just talk for talking's sake, especially when you have a celebrity with a big following. You have to be asking yourself, what is the reason for doing this podcast? What is the purpose of it? What is this bringing new to the space? What is this person passionate about? What do they want to talk about? So unless you find your why, there's actually really no point in doing it.
I think if you even look at the biggest profile one, independent one in the US, maybe the Meghan Markle podcast on Spotify, I think maybe they were disappointed with the outcome or the listenership or the take-up on that. But the presumption was, because of the name recognition, that it would translate to listeners, devoted listeners, but it's not often the case then, is it?
I mean, I always say listeners will come, but it takes time. I feel like a lot of people don't understand the amount of time you need to invest, both on the production side and on the talent side. Like, a talent needs to understand if they want a successful podcast, it needs to be long running. You're not going to see returns straight away. You're probably not even going to see returns in the first year, second year. It's probably maybe even the third year, depending on who you are, that you'll see a return. So making sure there's a commitment to that time and investment is really, really key, which is why things like the Meghan Markle show just didn't run as long. She only did a few episodes, so...
And you think because it's management that need to remember that, because they might think, well, we have a celebrity, so we have a name, so we won't have to put in that long time effort because we'll just get a loyal fan base straight away.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work like that. And the other thing is about it as well, you also need to invest in the marketing. So as much you're investing in production, you also need to invest in marketing, because the biggest thing is discoverability. If you're doing a show that's not part of a network, and you are just working with the celeb, yes, you have their existing fan base online, but how are you going to reach new audiences? That's what you also have to think about and invest in.
Yeah, we've seen that problem in radio with taking influencers or people who are big in social media and who are very good at communicating through that medium to that audience, and assuming that it will automatically translate across to them hosting a 2-hour radio show, and it hasn't always worked. Do you think there's something to be said for just getting people doing podcasts who are good storytellers, even if they might not be a celebrity or a name?
Do you mean in terms of people that are less known, or?
Yeah, less known or not known at all. That, the result might be the same as having a celebrity host long term.
So this is a really interesting point that Rianne made on the panel. She was like, if you're working with a lesser known talent, look at genre first and then match a talent to it. So by that, it's like, look at topics, themes, movements that have a loyal listenership or very niche audiences, and then pair a talent to that, because that way you're engaging with a really niche audience and you can start to build that way. But again, it takes time.
Finally, we're asking everyone what's their favorite thing about podcasting, about audio, about radio.
My favorite thing, and it always has been, is the ability to tell untold stories, tell stories from underrepresented groups that don't get the attention that they deserve in the mainstream.